everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday session of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. This is the Tuesday party. We're on episode 36. Bloody hell. That was very cockney. Bloody hell, guys, we're on episode 36. And that was Australian. That was terrible, that. Well, guys, it's episode 36, and the Tuesday party are up to chaos. I will give you a recap, and we will come and check in with these guys and see what they're doing.
Hello, in the Barbie world.
Hello.
Hello. I like it. We're on being in the Barbie world. And counts up. This is going to be great. I can tell. So, guys, to recap, you guys are in Fort William. You have just recognised the two very important-looking people, Cecily and Mayhar, who you knew as Emily and him, who you helped rescue and send on their way to be together. And it was all lovely and lovely. Vertharitas has just had his name being called across as you guys beckoned over to come and see the two of them. You've also noticed a magmating creature which is curled up in a basket next to them. And Varric, I believe you were about to do something.
Yep, I just realised that I have rubber ducks in my bag, which seems like a nice gift for the new duck that basically is travelling with us now. So I hand him a rubber duck.
Ragnar takes the gift and will graciously thank you, bowing slightly. Puts it in his bag along with the rubber duck hat that was knitted for him.
Varug will just laugh out loud.
Well, that's nice.
and then, shift back because I believe that Emily was also waving at us too.
Yes. Well, now known as Cecily. Cecily.
True.
Don't make that mistake in front of anybody. Or do! It'll be great.
Well, Verti, you currently have 6'9", nearly 400-pound, fucking fully armored silver dragonborn walking up to your direction now.
Vertharitas will split from the party and walk in that direction.
Okay. The rest of you, I will come back to you in a moment. Vertharitas, you recognise this guy, only vaguely because he is looking a little more worn and scruffy around the edges than you last remember. Would you like to describe yourself again for everybody?
Yep, he looks like he's pushing 60. War-torn, scars all over the place. Armor is definitely not polished. It's still battle, but it's still kept up to scratch. He has Verti's crest on top of his chest plate. He currently has a massive two-handed maul, which has the crest as well on the side of it, slung around his back. And he is completely, fully armored to the teeth.
And he's a silver dragonborn, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
silver dragon.
I know you said that last time, I wanted on this recording too, because I'm power mad. Vertharitas, you vaguely recognise him. You didn't know him very well. He was the captain of the brother order to yours. He was a member of the Order of the Golden Chalice, but he was friends with your captain, your leader. Only he ran your brother group, and they were off doing other things, similar work to you guys, but you've only seen him a few times when he came to check in with your leader.
Yeah, Vertharitas will approach and salute and greet him as the captain.
I'll nod. There's no need for that, Vertharitas. I honestly thought you were dead. He puts pretty much a really dried hand on your shoulder, pulls you in.
Hug time!
Vertharitas will be a little surprised, but he'll accept it.
I've been looking for the rest of my order. Yours.
You're cutting out
wherever
a bit.
remnants. I'll be looking for the rest of my order and the remnants of yours for some time, but I was in the dock in Russia. I found out that my rest of my band has you can see his point, he's just kind of looking really frustrated and angry behind the eyes, but really sad at the same time.
Vertharitas will sort of step back a little bit and look at him and go, where our orders are being hunted, I've heard word that other members of my order have been slain by some group.
I fought them. It's more of getting information out of. I still don't know why I never attacked as I normally would, but something compelled me not. But and he's looking around. Did he spot Arissa?
That depends. If you weren't looking for her, you were looking for Vertharitas, and she's moved off. You can do a perception check for it if you want, or you can notice her.
I mean, it's just when they walked in all together at the same time.
Yeah, and Hannah's sticking close to her.
I can hear snippets then of the...
Yes, if you rolled an over 18 for perception, because you guys were talking about whether you could overhear them or not. Just if you've got an over 18, you can hear like snippets.
Yeah, you can hear snippets of the conversation you're in as well.
Okay, yes, you have noticed Arissa. You also noticed that she is pregnant. Whether that will...
Completely different from what I remember.
Oh shit.
You're gonna see him look at her with a blaze of anger in his eye, but yet confusion at the same time.
Yeah.
Does Arissa
Can I get Hannibal sense the killing intent for a bit, or?
The therapist will glance over his shoulder at Arissa and look back at the Dragonborn in front of him and go,
Moorcraft.
You've met some of my party before?
She's the one that I got the information out of, along with a pixie, that they're the one that slayed the rest of my order.
The therapist is going to drop a whole bunch of tiefling swear words right now. Before calming yourself a little bit and mentioning that she's been having visions of another group.
This one seems pregnant, where the other one didn't. As far as what I knew.
It's a realised. I'm gonna roll to see if she realises whether or not she's being talked about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Vertharitas will go, as far as I understand,
No,
there's two of them. I don't know the full ways of it. It's some strange magic.
Did I hear them talking about Arissa as like a snippet that I heard?
You've probably seen them. You've probably seen them look at her. Yeah.
Yeah. So did I hear enough to like connect it to the double, or?
You can tell that they're confused, and Vertharitas is. You probably heard Vertharitas say strange magic.
Yeah, that says enough talking about Arissa and being confused and strange magic. So I'll just gently like nudge her and mention they might be talking about your double, so don't be weirded out when that guy is confused about you at some point.
Can I roll to see if I recognise him? Because I probably look over now.
Yes. Do me a wisdom check.
Oh my god, if you remember this, you're gonna have a horrible memory.
11.
Okay. Looking at him and paying close attention, you get a little bit of deja vu, like, yeah! And you sort of remember him standing on a dock, and for some reason you start thinking about coffins, and that really confuses you. You can't quite join the dots together.
Okay.
Yes, I was in Russia hunting 2 vampires, which I found were arriving. And she was escorting with the rest of her group. I also have some information which may be difficult, as it was for.
I don't know if it's my connection or not, but I can barely hear you right now.
You're a little fadey. Not you, though.
These vampires were tracked coming from Fort William. And they traveled across the sea, Risha, where I intercepted them.
Vertharitas will... Oh, actually, will he recognize them as being the same group of vampires?
I would describe it as-
There's a very good chance that they are, yeah.
Vertharitas will say, when we first arrived at Fort William months ago, we battled the vampires that were attacking the fort. Not all of them were slain.
Well, the 2 they encountered are no longer here now.
Well, that's a good thing. They nearly killed a good friend of ours.
But I do have some bad news. That still pains me today. As he was your captain, I am obliged to let you know. There's this warlock, foul woman, name of Lowry.
Vertharitas' face is going to go very dark at that name. We have met. And we fought her minions, and I did find my captain, but she fled.
He's now a puppet of hers. He's you can see he's choking up hearing this, because from what you can understand, this was his best friend and pretty much a brother at arms for over countless years. He's a walking corpse.
Vertharitas is just gonna growl, and he will be avenged.
Yes, he shall. I tried to get him back, but with both of them, I didn't stand much of a chance. She doesn't look like much, but her magic is something else. I did not expect. I thought if I could get close enough. doesn't seem as that was the case.
If we find her again, I'll make sure she doesn't escape next time.
I did find out what she's trying to do, though. She's harvesting soul for the shadow.
Then I'm certain we're going to meet again because we've been fighting shadow since effectively the beginning.
She's powering.
And it's even more important that she is stopped as soon as possible.
Yes, very much agree with that. But
In
the
the
thing
meantime-
is, their souls are trapped.
And if Shadow's defeated, there's hopefully a chance that they'll be freed.
That is what I'm thinking. There's a lot to be prepared for, a lot to preparation. General, to figure out what we can possibly do to fight this thing.
Vertharitas is going to gesture towards the rest of the group and go,
Wait,
we've been...
could you be very
He's not
specific
going to
about how you
wave.
gesture? Okay.
He's going to point.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going to point at the rest of the group and go, my group and I have been tracking down the weapons that were used against Shadow and his or its servants when they first attacked Trevis. Hopefully we can do a better job at annihilating it this time.
He just nods. He became wise over the years, Vertharitas. Not much to the boy that you used.
It's the dad talk.
Vertharitas is just gonna grin and go, I wouldn't have made it this far without my friends. Come along and meet them.
Very well.
With that, he'll head on back to the rest of the group.
Wait, but we moving away or are we staying in the
You
group? I'm
started
confused.
moving away, but then you started listening in from the chat.
No,
listening in.
I was listening in before and I stopped listening in to walk away.
Yes. Then Varric and Papricity have gone to move over towards their friends, Cecily and Mayhar.
I stayed.
Yeah, and how Hannah's
And
following them
Arissa is
because
going.
she is not
so
happy.
You guys are all moving, just as Vertharitas comes around to introduce you all. They all move away.
I was still standing there.
At least
Yeah, right,
someone's
that was
waiting.
But you guys can be called back by Vertharitas, just as you guys are on your way.
Well, Vertharitas will just follow them as they go. May as well introduce all friends at once.
I just love theatre. Let me introduce you to my friends.
let me introduce you to these people.
I swear that my friends, that they're not walking away from me. We are friends, I swear.
Also, it's like friends and Hannah.
Yeah.
Friends and that.
Apricity, say something again so I can see if I hear you.
Hello there.
I hear
Yes.
you. That's okay.
I.
I hear you. That is okay. So you guys are gestured over. The crowd sort of parts for you as you walk because they can see that Mayhar and Cecily are beckoning you over. and you guys get over, and people are bowing out of their way. They are getting, Mayhar and Cecily are sort of like waving at them like, no, you don't need to do that. But people are still doing it. They're sort of, they've brought them food, they're bowing, they take away mugs of ale and things. People are getting out of your way as well. And Cecily gets down off her seat, as does Mayhar, and they both reach you. And Cecily says, well, hello. Gosh, it's been a very long time. I was never expecting to see you back here. And she sort of...
Can Arissa, like, throw herself at their feet and be like, I'm sorry we missed your wedding?
Sure.
Drama bard.
She will laugh quite a lot and give you a hand to help you up and give you a hug and say, oh, it's quite alright. It was only a small affair and we knew you would be quite busy, as in fact will be. So really, it's no problem. It was an interesting day, wasn't it? And Mayhar will sort of walk towards you all, give you a nod. Yes, most interesting, most well, cut short, but still, nevertheless, happiest day of my life.
What?
Can my guy just insight check that? Same with Arkin, because that sounds miserable as shit.
Yeah, that's why Arissa's like, what? Cut short? That does not sound like the happiest day of one's life. We are having a do-over.
That's totally not Arissa just finding a way to sing at their wedding.
Alright, Warcraft literally, with that roll, does not give a flying fuck. And that is a 23 for Arkin.
Okay, what are you insulting? Are you insulting whether he found it happy or whether the day was actually okay?
How his reaction, how he replied that.
He's telling the truth. It was the happiest day of his life. He got married to the woman he's been in love with for like fucking forever. He's happy about that. And every time he looks at her, like, you can see his eyes like melt. You know, it's that sort of like, he's fucking in love with this girl. But something about the day wasn't great. The love is there, but the day, something happened on the day by the looks of it.
Varric? Oh, I wouldn't do that, dude. They're really sharp. I wouldn't do that.
I'm not hitting the sharp part.
Honey, they're all sharp. Magic.
Hannibal's rubbing her claws together to make people nervous, and Varric tries to slap away her claws.
Yeah,
and Hannah
by the way,
quickly moves her hand out of the way and just stares at him. Do you want to lose another arm or leg?
Warcraft is going to look at Hannibal and then look over to Vertharitas in a bit of confusion of what the fuck is that?
Vertharitas is just gonna catch that glance, shrug, and goes, "Oh, Helm thinks she's alright somewhere."
I'm sorry for my cat, by the way.
It's okay, it was perfectly accurate while you were talking about your claws. The cat started meowing, so it's fine.
The cat gets scared of the claws as well.
Put those away.
Warcraft is just going to kind of roll his eyes in sheer confusion at that. Get back to normal.
Meanwhile, the one stuck Ragnar is just smiling friendly.
Mayhar, Cecily, it's wonderful to see you. What happened on your wedding day?
Cecily is gonna just go around giving hugs to you all now. Mayhar sort of does handshakes and things. And
Mayhar's getting a hug from Arissa.
Okay, you can hug Mayhar, that's fine.
He doesn't have to hug me back, but Arissa will hug him.
That's absolutely fine. He's sort of like, he gives you one of those like a pat on the back hug, like he doesn't, it's not that he doesn't like you, it's just that he sort of only ever really hugs the woman he's in love with and isn't a little uncomfortable hugging anyone else. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine here. Everything's fine. Thank you. How are you? And I will put up a picture of them for you guys. Okay, that's loading. What were you asking Cecily, Apricity?
Just what happened on their wedding day.
Oh, yes, that was interesting. Well, the ceremony was beautiful. The weather was everything we could have asked for. But the reception was cut a little short by, and Mayhar sort of leans over and says, by that she means that we got about 10 minutes into the reception, and yes, around 10 minutes. Well, the last time you were here, you went and planted something in the marshes, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well,
Nod and look distraught.
Well, it was a success, it appears. The only problem was that the last survivors from the Whispering Marshes decided to have one last rally and attack Fort William. And it rather interrupted our wedding day. Still got married though, thankfully that had all gone through before they came, but unfortunately, yes, we had a lot of that to deal with afterwards. And, well, a lot has changed since then, as you can probably tell. And she sort of gestures around at the people. There's people by the doors, there's guards everywhere, there's people who are armed. Everyone seems to have weapons on them at all times. She also gestures to the 2 chairs that they were sitting in. Yes, so, I mean, things are all for the better now, of course, but you must go through some sad times to get to some good ones, I suppose.
Can I gesture to the little lava monster and just go, that one?
Oh, would you care to meet him?
Yeah, he looks nice enough.
She turns around. Ping! She turns around and sort of taps her knee and calls, McGriffiths! McGriffiths! A name I will type to you. There you go. And I will also put up a picture in a moment. I'll put up a picture of Cecily and Mayhar for now.
Does it by chance make meowing noises?
No. The creature that is in the basket that sort of stretches and comes walking towards you guys on sort of 4 legs. It looks a little bit like a dog and a little bit like a teddy bear. It's quite small. It has black cracked skin with sort of lava coming underneath it. And it's got a huge chunk of one of its ears missing. And it comes over and sort of stands next to, in between Cecily and Mayhar. Keep saying their old names. Their old names, not their new names. This is McGriffiths. He was an interesting find. His story is rather strange. Would you like to pet him? He's quite friendly now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You guys can pet him.
Could Moorcraft do a check and see what the...
Say that again. You went a bit.
Can Moorcraft have a look and see what the fuck that thing is?
Sure.
What would you want me to roll?
Probably Arcana or History, something like that.
I'll go with fucking history. Fuck Arcana.
Spoken like a
that
true
was
paladin.
good. That can...
This is the creature. Sort of dog, sort of bear-like. He has a sort of spiky collar on. 4 eyes that are all sort of red, lavary coloured. Teddy bear paws, a little tail, huge chunk missing out of one of his ears. Everyone is giving him many pats. 29 for trying to work out what it is.
Yeah.
Is this as Arkan or Lord Cordell?
This is Morcraft.
Okay.
Yeah.
This creature is a Magmaine, which is a creature you have either heard of or fought in your past, and it can range from evil to chaotic neutral. They can range from causing mischief to causing all-out war. And they can be either dangerous or a little bit of a nuisance. Varric scritches behind the ear. Angry Behold Duck Ragnar gives him many pats. And Arissa gives him belly rubs. And I assume so does Apricity.
Okay, well, Lord Cordell's eyes are going to widen a little bit and to slowly turn his head to Verti. As in the look of, did Helm approve of this one as well?
Vertharitas is gonna shrug at this point.
I'm going to openly say, do you know what that is?
I've only had it roughly described to me.
I will relay all that information to him that I just got dumped on me.
At which point he'll immediately use the divine sense to try to see if there's anything. Yeah, let me just check.
Meanwhile, Apricity is booping its nose. It will sort of sniff and snort a little bit, and a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of hot flame will come out of its nose. Hannibal, as you look down at it, it looks up at you and sort of curls its lip, and you can see its four eyes narrow a little bit, and it sniffs you from afar and sort of gives a sort of
See,
soft,
it already
low
has a
growl.
great people sense.
Hannah will just smirk at it and say, "Ah, as always, creatures are always so much smarter than humans." That's
Yeah.
right. You should be scared
Verdi-
of me. Good dog.
You may notice that Lord Cordell subtly has his hands behind his back, gripping his maul. Just in
Carissa
case.
does not notice this and picks up the tiny demon dog.
Okay, do a strength check for me.
Oh god, it's a heavy dog. Okay, that's fine. I got 21 in total.
Whoa!
He is heavier than you were expecting, given that he's only about, on his back legs, he's probably about just under 2 feet tall. But as you pick him up, he's probably about 5 stone, something like that. So like a good half the average human weight. Pick him up, and he sort of rolls around for a bit, and then like lies on his back in your arms, and like wiggles his legs in the air.
More belly rubs!
More belly rubs! All the belly rubs! So, Vertharitas, you were doing a divine sense.
Actually, no, it's not going to do anything, so you wouldn't bother.
In which case, you don't.
Moorcraft, really suspicious. You need
Hannah
the
will
dog.
see the whole interaction between the dog and Arisa, and while she's cooing at the dog, she will pretty much like slit its throat if it tries to move too much and harm the baby. So she's just like, "Don't move, doggy, don't move."
It's okay. So far, the dog is the dog bear thing. It's got its legs in the air, which is quite good for you because that means it's got less chance of kicking the baby. So that is good. You notice.
Yes. Yes, it should be.
Yeah,
I thought
Morcraft
that
is
picture earlier, actually. Of the
Is-
Satan.
blatantly going to open his mouth and just relay the sheer danger of what that is.
Are you doing it to everyone?
I'm just telling everyone that's near it that I have fought one of those before in the war.
But he's so cute!
Plus, if it acts up, I can always slit its throat, so there's not really a problem.
Ah,
They're not hard to kill. They're pretty hard to kill.
Oh, but so am I. Isn't it right?
Moorcraft's
I'm hard
eyes
to
are
kill?
going to
Oh, yes,
narrow.
I am.
Moorcraft's eyes are going to narrow at you, Hannibal, and he's going to divine sense.
Meanwhile, Ragnar is more concerned by Hannah than the Griffiths.
Arissa's going to try and comfort the dog who has been crying.
He will allow scritches. Emily, Cecily will tell you a quick story of the Poochie McGriffiths. She says, he has quite an interesting tale actually. He hatched, we believe, because he was found, spotted a few times, wandering around covered in bits of eggshell. And we assume it was him because something was stealing and causing a lot of mischief and havoc for many weeks in Fort William. We couldn't tell what it was or where it was coming from. We assumed it was some of the children playing a prank, but after a while, things started to go missing from interesting places. Odd things off washing lines and, anyway. Eventually, we realised what it was and he was spotted several times, but we couldn't catch him. However, though most people were getting rather annoyed, when the attack came on our wedding day, the survivors of the bomb in the Whispering Marshes, and they came and attacked, he, in the end, leapt to the aid of Fort William. He has everyone turned around, and he did get wounded, and she points at his ear, during the fight, but he has been quite the good boy ever since, and causing only minor mischief. I think he prefers having a nice warm bed and a full stomach to causing chaos and havoc roaming around the streets cold and hungry.
Yeah, Moorcraft's eyebrows gonna slightly raise at that, and open up and say, "Well, seems you got the lucky egg on that one, didn't you?"
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Who's a lucky boy?
And Rosie, what was my divine sense on Hannibal?
Oh,
Danger in all caps.
Your divine sense, she's neither divine nor evil. She's from some other plane, and whatever it is very strong and powerful.
His eyes are going to narrow again at her.
And Hannibal will just smile at him cheerfully.
And then turn his head back to Very.
Friends, you say?
Vertharitas will just look at Lord Morthal, look at Hannibal and go, I've already seen her vaporized once. I think it's going to take more than that to kill this one.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, but of course. And Cecily has turned to Mayhar with a worried look. Of course, they won't have heard. They missed. I'm afraid your friends who you knew here before, Bori and Lyles, I'm afraid they were killed in the fight on our wedding day. They fell, destroying the very last of the creatures, but of course you guys wouldn't be aware of this. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Can someone remind me who those people are?
They were the
Former leaders.
Those are the ones that paid us.
Former leaders of the town.
Okay, thank you.
Apricity is saying, "Oh no!" And Arissa has stopped giving belly rubs.
Shit, that's gonna anger the dog.
The dog just sort of lies there patiently. And then after a minute of not getting any more scritches, he just like jumps out of your arms and sort of like trots back down on the floor. I am so sorry. It's been months for us. We've been trying to get on with everything, but of course you haven't been here, so yes. They are buried just on the outskirts of town. You can visit if you would like. The town rallied around us, actually, in the end, and voted us as the new leaders. It's still taking some getting used to, I must admit, and we're having to be careful not to introduce ourselves to anyone who may have known my father, but so far it's been rather nice. Varric is actually relieved a bit at hearing that the egg hatched into something that didn't cause the end of the city. Apricity is thinking, yet. Hannibal is slightly disappointed, and Varric is thinking that they could have gotten rid of him earlier, so he doesn't feel like it's his fault anymore. Yay! Cecily turns to you guys, and Mayhar jumps into. Are you staying? What brings you back here? There's nothing major going on at the moment. We're continually building new structures, inviting more refugees in. We've had several from the capital make their way up here and make this place their new home. Continually.
Vertharitas will perk up a little bit and ask, has there been any news of the royal family surviving from lately?
We heard...
Arissa perks up at this.
We heard the rumour, and I hope it is just that, but we heard the rumour that the youngest prince, Edward, was the one who murdered his father. We know...
Oh yeah, that part is true.
Oh, he was.
Unfortunately.
Ah.
But it was quite gruesome and fun.
You...
Hannah, please.
Slaps Hannah.
You know this...
That's very gone on the head.
You know this to be true, then? It's not a rumor.
We sort of saw it happen.
Oh.
We were too late to actually do anything about it because, well, we did not see that coming. And then, well, slaps Hannah's hand away again while talking. But yeah, we were somewhat too late, and with, well, what happened in the city afterwards, we didn't really have time to get after him. So,
is it true?
Have you heard anything about?
Is it true it collapsed? There is no more capital. That's what people have been saying. We assumed it was some sort of terrible earthquake or something from the sea eroding it away.
No.
What was the cause? Or taken away?
it was a form of an earthquake, I guess.
Well, to hear it confirmed is horrific. We don't have many refugees. From all accounts we've heard, there wasn't many survivors. Thousands of people. Many, many thousands. But, yes. Well, we know the princess survives somewhere. She is spotted every now and then. People spread rumors and bring word, but it seems she has no interest in pursuing her heir to the throne. Her older brother is still missing. It seems it's all quite up in the air. We've also heard rumors from Travis. Some of the last rumors we got just before everything went quiet. The last of the marshes don't seem to be crossable very much anymore, but the last we heard was that they haven't really got a check on their royal family either. So the whole marriage may not have been the best idea. And he sort of squeezes Cecily's hand at this point. Yes, you can have a recap on names. So, allow me to tell you! The royal family in Lely, which is the capital city of Borsin, they are the Taliesin family.
Cousin, correctly.
Yes. And the princess is called Camber.
Junk.
Camber, Junkie. She was dating
Procurer of junkie goods.
I was trying to think how to say it. Yeah, she was dating
Her dealer.
her dealer. Yeah, we'll just go with that. She was dating her dealer, which was a half/3/4 orc called Dunic. And she was addicted to the drugs, yes, which cause like euphoria, like a euphoric drug. So that's Princess Camber. The oldest son, which was Prince Olsen, and he is Olsen Taliesin, the oldest heir to the throne. There was the youngest son, Prince Edwade. The queen was dead, and then there was the king, King Jen Taliesin. Queen Heidi was already dead. You found her remains under the city. And the youngest son, Prince Edwade, stabbed his father, killing him. Princess Camber left with Dunic, her drug dealer, and Prince Olsen, the oldest. You guys sent people to get him out, but that was the last you heard before you guys also had to get out of the capital before it collapsed.
Okay, cool.
There you go. That's a lot of information for you, Ducky. There you go.
So yeah, Mayhar and Cecily may notice that Arissa is probably reacting more emotionally than they'd expect.
Is she crying?
Is she?
No, Arissa.
Is she crying?
No, she's not crying, but when she heard that Camber was alive, she was like, oh my god, thank goodness. But with Prince Olsen still missing, she'd be quite a little bit distressed.
Okay. Annabelle will glare at them a little for making you distressed, but not enough for them to notice.
Good to know. Well, gosh, so many bad tidings all in one conversation. Tell us of your adventures. You've been gone for so long. What have you all been doing? You have new friends, I see. Welcome. And she shakes your hand, Duck. Ragnar, sorry, not Duck. She shakes.
Ragnar bows deeply and says, "A pleasure to meet your acquaintance."
Oh, and she sort of curtsies back. It's been a long time since I've done that. And Mayhar, the husband, gives you a handshake as well. And she
he reciprocates in the same fashion.
No, Hannibal, she nods to you at the beginning when she was offering hugs to most people. She seemed to recognise you. She thought you looked a little different, but she seemed to recognise you. She also waves at your new friend, Lord Cordell, as well. Yes, Oppressor D hugged them both very hard! Probably around the kneecaps. So, tell us everything. And she sort of calls over people who bring a huge table for you all, and you all sit down, and they sit at it as well. She also says very pointedly to someone, I expect they have a few animals who would absolutely love some food and water. Probably outside. have a look around. What manner of transport did you use to get here?
Some animals, be prepared.
You're cutting out, Rosie.
Oh, have you acquired a menagerie at last?
You're still not speaking at all.
She's asking if you've acquired a menagerie.
Okay, we're moving to a different country.
Rosie, jump out of chat.
Pause for a moment. Which is a good time to pause the video. Wow.